I'm delighted to be with you for this very important conference and to be with our many Japanese friends and partners. Right around the world these past couple of years, they've been tough as we've faced a global health and economic crisis, a pandemic and a recession. And in the midst of it, Japan has done something truly extraordinary. Japan persevered and put on what were an extraordinary Olympic and Paralympic Games in Tokyo. And in doing so, you reminded the world that we all face setbacks, sure, but when you do, you adapt, you keep going, you persevere, and you overcome. So I want to pay tribute once again to all the people of Japan and all of those involved who put on such an extraordinary Olympic and Paralympic Games. Our countries have had a deep and abiding friendship that we built together. Our friendship is an achievement. It speaks to the best of our peoples. And it came from a shared realisation that prosperity and security is found in partnership. It is always founded on respect, and it grows through trust, supported by shared values and shared beliefs. And so I'm delighted to be part of this annual conference that celebrates the business and ties between our two countries. Your joint committees were founded almost 60 years ago. While governments were considering ways and means to diversify the markets, business, as it always does, was just getting on with it, getting down to business, through committees just like yours. This has been built on a foundation of trust and shared benefit. As your president, Sir Rod Eddington, puts it, in business, standing still is not an option. Today, the ties of trade and diplomacy and friendship and trust between Australia and Japan are strong, and they are enduring. But once again, we find ourselves in a world that is changing dramatically, absolutely dramatically. And there lies the truth of your theme, collective efforts in turbulent times. Under that banner, we can look to the relationship between Australia and Japan and have confidence and optimism. There is no part of the world that is more dynamic than the Indo-Pacific at this time. It's a region of extraordinary opportunity and great potential, to be sure. But there are also many challenges, many risks that must be mitigated and overcome. Australia's special strategic partnership with Japan, our closest partnership in Asia, is critical to how we are approaching these challenges. Together, we're cooperating on our response to the health and economic impacts of COVID-19, particularly in the Quad partnership, which we share with the United States and India, and where we can celebrate the fact that the Quad's rollout of 1.2 billion doses of vaccines into the Indo-Pacific is what we're achieving together. This is our duty as global citizens living in the Indo-Pacific region, demonstrating how liberal democracies can get the job done. And it makes strong economic sense as well, as the only way to reopen markets to trade, tourism and travel is through these vaccinations right across the region. On climate change, Japan and Australia are pursuing net zero emissions. We're working closely on the technology and innovation that will get us there because we know that's the answer. As a reliable provider of resources, energy and agricultural products today, and as we transition to new energy sources such as hydrogen, that is where our future is together. In June, Australia and Japan agreed to a decarbonisation partnership, agreeing to collaborate on our shared goal of decarbonisation through low emissions technology. So can I give a shout out to the delegates from both countries, business and investors who are involved in hydrogen infrastructure and the supply chains that support them. You've got exciting times ahead of you for all of us, and two tremendously supportive governments behind you as you seek to realise these objectives. We're moving in response to regional dynamics and global imperatives. Together, Australia and Japan are stronger than ever. For that, I want to acknowledge my dear friend and colleague, the former Prime Minister Suga, and thank you for our wonderful friendship, and I want to thank you for your great leadership, enhancing the depth of our relationship that carries across leaders. And so I now look forward to working with Fumio Kishida, someone of great experience within the region. And when he is sworn in to become Japan's next Prime Minister, there is much work for he and I to continue. As a long-standing friend of Australia, he understands the challenge that we face and understands the partnership that I know we will be able to successfully steward together. So I look forward to working together on our efforts towards peace and security and prosperity in our region. We know that everybody gains from a stable Indo-Pacific. We know we all benefit, and that includes business. Today, you're exploring opportunities of collective and cooperative action. By committing to each other, the possibilities, they're endless. Thank you so much for everything you're doing to strengthen our partnership, and thank you for your attention today.